We'll call the meeting.
Recording in progress.
Okay, thank you. Do I have to sit? Okay, so we're gonna call the meeting to order at 6:32. Did you all, do you have agendas?
No.
The agenda is actually cut the back page. I don't know what all the.
Just a moment, Patty. I'm
Yeah,
gonna make you a host of this meeting, so when you're
Okay.
done, then you can close it.
when I'm done, what?
After you're done, you can close the meeting.
Okay,
All right? Good
Got
night,
it.
ladies.
thanks, Donna.
You're welcome.
These are two of the same things. Yeah. I mean, I need the,
It's on the back. You don't really need the top thing, just the back. That's the, yeah, I don't know what all that stuff was that printed. Do you guys have video of your agendas?
No, did you mail them?
No,
Um,
there's two packets. Yeah, that's the packet you don't have. That we need.
Wait a minute.
the link for them.
Wait a
It's
minute,
okay.
what do you have there? Is that the vendor thing?
The street fair action items. We
Oh, no,
have-
you aren't supposed to have that.
Okay. What are we supposed to have? This is just the.
If you open the last
When
page,
did you send the?
there's the
Patty?
agenda.
Okay.
You
I
sent
did
it
it
to us,
here.
so.
I did. I
Oh, you
sent
did?
it to everybody last week, I thought.
This is, well, this isn't the agenda.
No, it's on the back page.
Oh.
Okay, so first order of business is the sponsorship letter, which I did send to everybody.
I didn't get that.
Yeah, I got it.
I got it. I got it.
Okay, so for the benefit of those that didn't get it, hi, Irene.
Hi.
I'm going to read it, okay, in its final form, hopefully, because these were the changes that you guys all recommended the last meeting.
Okay.
Okay. So. Wait a minute, I can't find it. I have so many papers here. Hold on.
Are we supposed to do the?
Do you
want
have
the
it,
vendor?
You know what?
You want me to read the vendor letter?
Okay, I got it.
Are we supposed to do the minutes first?
Yeah, you do the minutes. I did it.
Okay, we're doing the minutes first.
You just watch it, because we're on
You're all set on that.
Okay,
the minutes, yeah.
has everybody read the minutes?
Yes. Yes.
Do you have any issues?
I sent
thought
those to you, but if you didn't get them.
No, I got them.
I'm not sure why I'm not getting them.
Well, let me make sure.
The only thing that I saw in there was the regular fee will be $25 and will be accepted until full of 7/31.
Oh. Until what?
Even instead of fall, you got full.
Oh, until full.
Until, will be accepted until, I think it's supposed to be July of 7/31. But you have full.
Must have been drinking wine.
Oh, here are the meeting.
Okay, there's the minutes.
From
Let me,
December
So
17th.
can I have a motion to just correct that little mistake there? So instead of saying full, it'll say July 7/31.
July 7th, okay, until full or July 31.
Oh, is that what you meant to
Yeah.
say? Okay,
Yeah, that's what I got it to say.
okay.
Okay, thank you.
So it will say until full or July 31.
The minutes from December 7th.
Yeah, but that,
Yeah.
December 7 minutes.
We
are
have
the
the
only ones
Yeah, that you
I
sent.
have.
Yeah, we have from
No,
January.
she sent
3rd.
them out.
So these are, did you get the ones I just sent?
She sent them out
I sent them
yesterday,
out,
No.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
No.
yesterday.
Okay, well, hold on.
All right, so I'll read them, okay? You got it, Abby?
I just gave a copy.
Hold on, we're having issues with people not getting the
Well, Those are
info.
my other notes.
Ashburnham, no. I think we're at Round Agency.
What day did I send it?
I'm making a list.
Yesterday.
Okay, yeah, I think it was sent to my other email address, that's why, which you said February 7th it was sent.
Okay. I see it now.
Okay, yeah, I've got it now.
Okay.
It was just.
So you want to read it real quick or you good?
Yeah, January 7th. I mean, February 7th it was sent.
Mhm.
Yes, because we have this, it's in the sponsorship letter. That's where I saw it.
Yeah,
Booth space is $20. Early bird registration must be received no later than May 31st. And $25 registrations will not be accepted after July 31st.
correct.
Okay, that's what's in the sponsorship.
Okay, so first we need to accept the motion to amend the writing.
Of or, is that what the fix is?
Yeah,
Okay.
instead of full, it should be full or July 31st. So if I could, I'll make a motion if somebody could second it.
Second.
All in favor?
I'm-
Okay.
Aye.
Now we need a motion to approve the minutes.
Okay,
Can somebody make a motion
make a
to?
motion to-
I'll make it a motion.
Okay, somebody want to second it?
Second.
Sure.
All right. Okay, now back to the letter. So this is what it says right now. Dear business owner, the town of Ashburnham will be sponsoring the second annual Celebrate Ashburnham Street Fair taking place on Saturday, September 30th, 2023, from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. For those of you who participated last year, you can attest to the complete success and overwhelming community response. For those of you that could not participate, we hope that you will join us this year. Main Street will be closed from Pleasant Street to Water Street for the day. Artists and businesses are being invited to occupy a 10 by 10 space on the street to display and sell their products. Booth space will be $20 for early bird registration. Registration must be received no later than May 31st, 2023, and $25 for all other. Registrations will not be accepted after July 1st, 2023, and all registrations are non-refundable. The fair will include live entertainment, a wide array of vendors from Ashburnham and surrounding towns, food and drink, and plenty of planned activities for children. This will offer a great opportunity for at-home and downtown businesses to showcase their talent, extend their reach in the community, and connect with a more diverse range of customers. As is always the case, these endeavors come with a cost, and we will need to raise additional funds to achieve our goals. We are asking our businesses in town to consider making a monetary donation or sponsor an event to help defray some of these costs. Attached is a listing of the 3 levels of sponsorship that are available. If you choose to sponsor an event, please reach out to Patty Johnson or Barbara DeVita for specifics regarding the cost of these events. The Street Fair Committee hopes that we can count on your sponsorship again this year for this exciting community event. If you have any additional questions, please email us at celebrate@ashburnhamma.gov, and we will get back to you as soon as possible. All checks should be made payable to the town of Ashburnham with a memo stating the Celebrate Ashburnham Street Fair, 32 Main Street, Ashburnham, and should be remitted no later than June 1st, 2023. Respectfully, Celebrate Ashburnham Committee. And on this letter, I listed all of us and our respective positions on the board. So I have Barb and I as co-chairs. I have Barb and I and Hank as the Finance Committee. I have Karen as the Secretary. I have Abby, Heather, Laura, and Irene as the Creative Committee. I have Hank as Entertainment, and I have Lieutenant John Boucher as volunteers.
There's also marketing.
Oh, I forgot marketing.
Yeah, so that's the main sort of order, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with doing marketing.
She's helping
Was
with, yeah.
Finance on there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I think-
Yes.
Okay.
And can we
I-
see, because I was just saying, Laura, I do visually,
I didn't get this letter.
Yeah, if you can
You can
email it,
send it, yeah.
I just looked at all my email from you.
Well, I
Barbie.
didn't send it to you guys because we went
Oh.
over it last month. So
Okay.
I just made the changes
okay, I just.
because I gave everybody one last month.
Right, without reading it, it's hard for me
Yeah.
to
that's what I mean.
comprehend totally, but did you say July 1st?
Yeah, but it said, the letter says 31st.
Okay,
You did say the first, Patty.
and then tiers.
Yeah, you were
we
gonna
need
work
to
on those.
discuss that because we changed
Yes.
what we worked up, it has actually 5 tiers, not 3.
Okay,
So
so-
that may need to be changed.
all right. So this letter here, what we're working on right now, I think should only go to the smaller businesses, businesses on Main Street, the ones that aren't on Main Street. And they should be at a different level of participation financially than the Roy Brothers Oils and the, Cushings and the banks and that kind of thing. So I'm thinking that we should have a level for those big businesses like I did last year, and then a level for the smaller businesses.
So what is that pricing point again? Because we have 1,500, 1,000, 750, 500.
Do you
and
want to see
100.
what me and Heather?
Yeah.
and
Oh,
Abby
so you
worked
put them
out?
all on one
Yeah.
day?
Them
They
together.
incorporate everyone.
Yeah, because
This is what we
But here's
worked
the
out.
problem. If I send this to the big businesses and they see that they can do
1,500.
750, 500 or 100, we're not going to get the 1,500s and the thousands that we got before.
Well,
I can tell you that
we
right
don't
now.
want to discourage anybody else from, so
No.
maybe. do
So
we
that's why I'm
just-
saying, can we get 2 of these? One
Yeah.
for the smaller businesses.
Yeah.
And then the larger one for the prime
Yeah.
businesses that I have the list of here.
So
So how
have the
would
first
you
3 tiers.
cut it?
I think last year we cut it at, we did 15, 1,000 and 750 for the big businesses. And I think it was 100.
We didn't even have 100 or 500. I don't think.
We had some.
No, I think we just got, people just sent us
People
checks.
donated
Yeah,
100.
people donated, yes.
Yeah, people just donated. We didn't have tiers.
Right, so, yeah, we had, the tiers that we had
Were for the higher
were
numbers.
just for the businesses, this
Right.
is including, yeah, so
Yes.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
And we can have the 3 tiers just for the
Yeah.
bigger businesses and then have this one for everybody else.
Right.
Right, I think Abby was saying the same thing. I wouldn't want to cut off the bigger tiers for smaller businesses because they may say,
Right.
well, my business can't do 750, but personally I can add in enough that will do $1,000.
Well, that's
You know what I
why
mean?
we'll give everybody the 5 tiers.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
I would hate to not send the option for the bigger tiers to the smaller businesses. I could
What if we made a
send the smaller
generic?
tiers To the bigger businesses.
But we're going to.
I don't think that's what
Patty,
Patty's
you're saying we're sending the 5 tiers to everybody, to the
No.
small businesses. No, the 3 top tiers go just to the big businesses, but the 5 tiers are going to everybody, right?
I can tell you from last year, how many businesses donated $100? Not even a dozen, I would suspect, not even close to a dozen. Maybe 4 or 5
Well,
tops.
I think we should just give
If
the
I- if-
option though,
If we throw them $1,500, it's gonna be like,
but they don't have to donate 1,500 or sponsor. I just think also it's the second year, so everybody saw how successful it was. People are gonna wanna be involved when they didn't want necessarily know what to expect last year.
I just also think that it shows the bigger, like the smaller businesses, like say, I'm just gonna use Spice and Grain for an example. They, if they can't donate the 1,500 or the 1,000, if they can only do 100. They're still seeing, okay, well, this is why the bank is getting all of this flashy stuff, is because they probably donated 1,500.
And they're
As
also
opposed
getting
to I'm
something
not
now.
getting much of anything.
well, I personally don't want the banks to see that they can do 500 and 100.
But if
Well,
they do
no,
500 and
no.
100, they're not gonna get any of this.
Right, they'll get everything 750 and up.
Right, we're just saying send the small businesses.
They're not gonna get
everything.
the advertising.
Right.
They're not gonna be put on the banners.
So look,
they
Pat,
don't
we're-
donate.
We're
the
saying-
small businesses are gonna get the whole thing.
And then the big businesses.
And then the big businesses, yes.
We cut it off.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
It sounded like you were saying you don't want to send the small businesses the big option.
No, I don't care if we send the small
Okay.
businesses the big option, but I
Oh,
don't want to
okay.
send the big businesses.
yeah, no,
The
no, no,
small.
that's what we're
small.
saying,
Then we're all on
right,
the same
yes.
page.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there'll be two
2 sheets.
sheets.
Yes.
So if everyone is in agreement, I would like to just handle it the way I did last year and send them, I got envelopes from the town and everybody got their own letter in the mail.
Yeah.
As opposed to an email, because the emails didn't work very good
Yeah,
last
no,
year.
that works. I think you got a better response that way last
Yes,
year.
I
which
did.
remember.
I did. So I just need to have so when we send this one, which I think is going to be by email, correct? The small businesses, is that what we're doing? We don't
yeah,
have the
we-
budget to mail these out to
Yeah,
everybody.
no, and we had, wasn't that gonna be sent out by Irene with a packet?
What
No,
we had-
that's going to the
my
vendor.
notes
She's doing the
from
vendor.
last-
Yeah.
My notes from, well, My notes from last month were that that letter was going to the vendors as well.
Yeah,
That letter was going to everybody.
because we're
The
giving them
big-
the option to also
The big
sponsor.
businesses will get the paper postal mail. The small businesses and the vendors will get that.
Mhm.
But we'll have to edit that to say 5-tier for the email. And it was supposed to go to Heather by email to
Yes, to
edit
edit.
and make and add links to the forms, then go to Irene to get emailed out.
But if
That's
you're
what
a
my notes said.
vendor and you get this letter and it's got the tiers of participation in there, are you going to be confused? That you only actually have to pay either 20 or 25
Well,
dollars?
okay,
We
couple.
had
We had put
a
some verbiage
paragraph
in there. We
about
did.
it.
There was verbiage. There,
I
we
have
had-
I have the
I don't
original.
think that they'd
No,
be confused. I
we
mean, it
wrote
might
up.
be
And we
an
can,
opportunity for small vendors to donate $100.
Yes,
We
Especially
can
ones that have a
also-
higher threshold of income.
right. But a couple of things. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry.
No.
We can also add a vendor only tier to this that says you get nothing, but it's $25 for a table.
Well, and we need to also elaborate or explain too, that we added a benefit. So if you are a vendor and you donate, you get a free booth. Everybody does, but if you're a vendor already and you add, if you donate 100, then that covers your booth. And then you also get a text mention in the
Brochure.
brochure. Yeah,
Like a
So-
line.
Yeah.
So
this
why didn't
needs
we
to
do
go.
that on this letter?
Well,
I think you should include that in the letter.
Well, we just did
We
this.
just did this was part of our homework for this month from last meeting was to go over these benefits.
And also importantly, we did put a paragraph in
Not,
that,
no, I have it right here. I wrote down everything that we said. We went over the whole letter last week,
yeah.
last time.
We did, but.
Yeah, not, there's
we
no
both remember
paragraph.
That there was a,
There was
absolutely, there was something
something
supposed to
about
be
the
put in there.
vendors specifically so that this letter could go.
All right, what do you want me to write?
Trying
Tell me
to
what you
think.
want me to write and I'll write it in.
This was the old one. This isn't the same. That's the edited version of, this was last month's and that's the edited version.
Can we just pass that around so we can read
The edited version?
Yes, the new one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that adding another level to this,
Just a vendor only tier.
yeah, it says you're not gonna get anything but a booth,
Okay.
so they know. But, I mean, for an extra $75, I can get my name in the program, right?
Yeah, the only thing with that is Heather mentioned that technically speaking, they're gonna get their name in the program anyway, because we have a map with a vendor list. So, but this will be, this text mention will be a sponsor text message mention.
As a sponsor.
Right, so there'll be a
So the-
list somewhere in the program of the small tier sponsors, and they'll be listed there as well as on the map.
Okay.
So,
No, this is the one we amended.
I'm not doing plaques again next year.
oh, we're not gonna do.
I'll
that.
do certificates, but not if you're a second time participant.
What if you're a first time participant?
First time, yes. Second
Okay,
time,
so-
you're just gonna get a new certificate.
To put in the.
You can replace it on the plaque or something. I don't know, those, because those are expensive.
Okay.
And I don't know if everybody wants to have multiple plaques on their walls anyways.
I mean,
Rick puts all his up.
Yeah, I was gonna say, there are a lot of people who do put multiples, but
Yeah.
that's not necessarily, so certificates for,
So
repeat. Sponsors. but Repeat. Wait, so it's $7.50 and on up got the plaque?
Yeah,
okay.
Yes.
All right, so,
Well, no, actually, no. The plaques were only supposed to be for the 1,000 to 1,500 and the 750's got the decals. But I will say that we had one 750 donor and I gave him a plaque.
I was gonna say
So-
on this, on last year's, it says that everybody got a plaque.
It does.
At 750.
Okay,
So
all
That's
three
fine.
got a plaque.
so moving forward, the plaques will be for 1,500 though, or 1,000?
no, you could keep it at,
Maybe we could just find smaller plaques that aren't as expensive, Patty.
Or an
It's tough.
it's tough.
Or a frame. Couldn't you use a frame?
I
Yeah,
looked-
certificate and a frame.
I looked at frames, but they're all kind of cheesy.
Yeah, my notes from last month just say one letter. It doesn't go into details about the paragraph.
So only sponsors of 750 or above will receive the plaque. But
Yes.
only,
For first time.
Only the first time. After that, you get certificate.
I mean, I think maybe we could find a nice frame. How much did the plaque cost?
$20 a piece.
And how many do we have done?
10?
Yeah, I think it was like over $300, Patty.
Well, I don't remember what it was, to be quite honest with you. I know
Yeah.
I used my own paper and I used my
Yeah.
own printing, and then I bought the plaques.
Yeah, so maybe we could, work on that.
Well, no, because it's got to go, well, no, because it's got to go in the letter. I mean, it's
Yeah,
gotta
but
go
I
with the
kind
letter.
of like giving something, for the big
I
donor,
agree.
like, we need to give them a certificate in a frame or some acknowledgement.
Well, if you guys want to go through the expense of another plaque, okay, that's fine. I don't care.
I think that,
Can we leave it vague that, there'll be an acknowledgement of their,
well, this is gonna be on here, if they're gonna get a plaque or not.
Yeah, I wouldn't leave it too vague.
So
because-
you've got to say, oh, well, plaque for an event.
How about a
but only the
how about
first-
we just
only
say a
if you're a first-time donor.
First
I
time
think that
donors
may be the wrong one.
above 750 get a plaque. Repeat
Is
donors
this the
above
one that
750
you-
get certificate.
I
This is
think they should
the
all get the same.
The
I
result
think
of
so,
this.
honestly.
Oh, okay. So
Um,
they're both yours
Yeah.
then. I ju-
So if you guys want to do plaques, that's fine. I don't care.
Okay, I mean,
Do we want to make a motion to that?
well,
No.
well, yeah, I'm just sitting here thinking, like, I'm wondering if we can just word it that, your donations will be,
Well, I think we can write plaque, but then figure out maybe there's a way to make it less money.
yeah,
We have-
So,
or, with a acknowledgement of, your participation or something,
if everybody gave, we have right now 19 businesses that are going to get a separate letter.
so you're gonna have to set up, like,
So that's going to be, could be close to $400.
yeah.
What do you mean a separate letter?
Well, then why don't we just say they're gonna get a certificate of sponsorship? Can we just say that? They'll have a certificate of sponsorship?
Well, if you're a first-time donator, you should get a plaque.
Okay, so the first
But
time
if-
donor will get a plaque and then anyone else will get a certificate of sponsorship.
I mean, the plaque was how much, 20? Is it a lot
Yeah.
of work for you, or did you make them? Is that more of the issue that, because you said they were $20?
The wooden part was
The wooden
$20.
part? I mean,
what was I?
well, no, I'm just thinking, I mean, I don't want to put more work on you. I know how much work making things is, so I don't want to do that, but I'm just thinking, if we're talking $20 to $25, it almost seems like splitting hairs if it was only 10 to not do them.
I think if we put, yes, they get a plaque, will give us some time to maybe search for something a little less money. That's not, I mean, I don't know. Would you
I
have
think
a
if
lot of
someone's
I
giving
just
us $1,500, we can spend 20 on a plaque.
What?
I said, I think if someone is giving us $1,500, 750 or 1,000, we can spend 20 on a plaque and maybe we can find them less expensive. I think we're just spending a lot of time on whether we're gonna give them a plaque or not. I don't think it's a big deal to give them a plaque. And if there were 20 people who each gave us 1,000, I'd be happy to spend, the money on plaques,
Okay,
because that would be a great bonus for us.
all right.
I just had a question. How come the people who are giving $100 as a vendor or whatever are getting their table for free?
The table only costs 25 max, so.
I know, but then the donation really is only $75 and you're not.
But they're really
Right,
not
but the
getting
only
much
other
for
thing
that.
The
They're
only
not-
other thing they're getting is a
Yeah.
text line in the brochure.
Yeah, I mean, I think that to me is,
They're not,
is.
I
is a
mean,
good deal.
we'll probably end up with one half sheet of text.
Yeah.
Names. It's not even gonna cost us a few cents per brochure.
So I think the rationale is you're still $75 ahead
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because
it's not gonna
otherwise
cost
they
us
would have
anything.
only given you enough for the booth fee.
right.
Yeah.
And it just feels wrong to say, oh, well, you gave us $100, but you still have to pay $25 for your booth.
Mhm.
It just feels icky.
No, I
Right.
agree with that. I think that's, yeah.
I think that's a good,
Yeah, I think if you don't do something, you're being penny wise and pound foolish myself. I mean,
I think that's a win, because if you're saying that they're gonna get a text mention in the, they're gonna be listed as a
They're gonna be
sponsor.
listed, yeah.
They're only gonna have a one line, but they're gonna be
Yeah.
listed as a sponsor.
Yep.
So whatever level they are,
Yeah,
Mhm.
whereas if you're 500 or above, you're getting some sort of graphic. I didn't want to put business card because I didn't want to lock us
Mhm.
into their business card.
right,
So I just put small graphic, but they're getting something with their logo or some sort of, quarter page, third page, something
Yeah.
like that ad.
And we can actually like break it down further to the actual size, because we will need
Yeah.
to do that.
yeah,
So, but this is like just for us to like get sorted on what we're doing, and then we can actually plug in the sizes.
okay,
But yeah, I think to me, it's a no brainer to do the 25,
okay.
the free booth.
No, I don't, I think it is too.
I think that's.
Does that answer your question, Irene?
Yeah, I just didn't hear it before, so I
Okay,
didn't know what the
okay.
reasoning was behind it.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so back to the letter. What am I adding for a paragraph?
Well,
I'm, again, I really can't. think
I'm
of it.
trying to think back to last meeting and I'm actually thinking, I don't know if there was another full paragraph.
think
I
there's a
think we
line.
just said that it was pretty clear.
I think we were gonna add a line that said, if you would like to be a vendor and or a sponsor, basically. I'm almost like, I'm 99.9%.
I mean,
sure
this,
that was
the
in there.
third paragraph of this letter says booth space will be 20 for Ashburnham businesses, 25 for all others. And we changed that, but because this is last month's version of the letter, but no, I gave it back to Patty.
That's the.
So $20 is
So-
is just the early
The
bird
early bird.
and
then
$25 is whatever
is
else.
the late fee, but it says right there that that is the booth cost. So I don't really think it would be confusing for vendors, especially if on the second sheet or second page of the email, whatever, or there's a link to this, which is gonna have a vendor tier
Mhm.
that shows that it's just $20 or 25. So I don't think the letter is confusing for vendors.
I mean,
even as
can I
is.
see it again? It's just
This,
hard
this is
to.
the old one.
Oh.
Here.
So there's not gonna be two sheets. We're only gonna have one.
Yeah, I think it's fine. Well, it mentions first,
Having
it
two of
mentions
these.
inviting to occupy.
We're gonna have two of those?
Yes.
Yes, because we're gonna have one that just goes out to the businesses with the top 3 tiers, and then we're gonna have one that goes out
This
via
will go
email
out
to
to
all
all
the.
the other people. And
Okay.
then another one will go out to the 20 names that I have.
Yeah, I think it's fine. You just have
So
to
that,
add,
what do you call that?
I call this my premier business listing. Is that what you're asking me? Yeah.
This letter is for everyone, sponsors and vendors, everyone, not saying just.
we're not.
Does
one.
anyone, can I ask if anyone has the attachment? It says attached is a listing of the 3 levels of sponsorship. So 2 letters are gonna go out. One says 3 levels and one says 5 levels.
Because this is going out.
No, there'll be one letter that goes out. There'll be 2 letters that go out.
Right.
One letter will have all of the listings
Right,
are
got it.
here, okay? The second letter, Barb, that goes to the booth.
Premiers,
Yeah, will get their own letter and then a sheet that just goes up to $7.50 at the lowest.
okay. Is there gonna be a link with this letter, this sponsorship letter
The
that
email-
gives them the 5 levels?
Yes, the email. one
Okay.
does.
Okay, okay.
Had
So
you
this
sent
letter is going out to all of our vendors and business people,
Like I was gonna, and I was also,
except for the premier business, which are gonna get a
I'm gonna
different,
need a piece of paper though, but I want to go online. Is there gonna be something on our letter that I can type in?
I mean,
Because
I
I'm not gonna
can,
get it via
I can-
email.
we
If I'm
have
gonna
QR
get it via
codes.
paper.
or we have to redo it because I think we started a fresh application. I think. I have
Is
to look
there
over
like
how to sign it.
a general,
We should be able to come up with a link either
Well,
or
for
a QR code.
a QR code for the hard copies that are going out, I put a QR code and they can just, and then go to the application.
So for my letters, there'll be a QR code.
Yeah,
on
We
it.
so
could put
if
that
you
on the
need-
tier. On the tier sheet.
You could put it on the tier sheet, but we can also put it on the letter.
Okay.
How do we do that?
You just have to send it to me, send me the letter. I'll add the QR code with some text about what to do.
And then I can print them
You can print it. yeah.
and they can scan that code. Oh, did you guys hear that?
yes, good,
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right, so I'm gonna send a copy of the letter to Heather and Laura. Do you need it, Abby?
I don't think we need to send it.
No, quick
Okay.
question. What about?
The other thing, can I ask one other question?
Wait a minute, Abby's got a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Last year, we were kind of like iffy about having too many nonprofits or community groups. What are we saying this year?
It says if they're political, they can't participate.
Which I don't think we can do, but
We have it in our letter.
Like, we
It's
didn't
in our
want
letter.
too many clubs and stuff like that. Like, we didn't want it to be all clubs.
right,
like,
exactly.
Student councils. or-
Yeah.
This letter doesn't say anything about political groups, though.
Your vendor letter does.
The one I just read you?
No, the vendor letter you
Oh, the
did.
vendor letter, yeah.
Like the vendor packets and stuff.
I mean, we can put it in there, but when push comes to shove, I don't really think we have a leg to stand
Well, I
on.
think it's put in there very nicely though, Patty.
Yeah. Oh,
You
I'm
know?
not saying I don't agree. I agree that I don't want any political groups, but if push comes to shove, I don't think we can stop them, is what I'm saying.
Um,
They still
So,
have to abide by certain rules that we
Right.
had last year.
it says vendors selling or advertising anything political will not be allowed. And we reserve the right to allow a vendor or booth activity, performance, demo to participate if deemed inappropriate, offensive, or political in nature. So it doesn't mean nonprofits can't participate.
right.
There's nothing about that, Abby. It just says, if things are, in poor taste or, inappropriate, I don't know who's deeming that. Or political in nature, we ask that they not participate. So did you have a specific inquiry as to a nonprofit?
No, like last year, we didn't want it to be like all the kids' high school clubs and stuff
Right.
like that. Like
Yeah,
selling stuff. We wanted to be more like businesses and artists. There were some nonprofits, some clubs and groups.
Well, I mean,
but
I
we
guess-
Didn't want it to like take over.
I think
Maybe in there would have to limit it,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe,
like a jury.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
maybe we'd have to sort
Well,
of,
I-
at some point you have to cut it off, right? I
Why
mean,
well, don't we
Did we
have to
discuss
vet
that?
all of them anyway, the vendors?
What?
They have to
Are we-
send pictures, right?
Right, so if there's a high school group that wants to do something, they've got to, send us their information and we can determine whether it's, it kind of fits into our vision of Celebrate Ashburnham.
So if the peer leaders want to sell popcorn, then they're going to have to, in their application, obviously they don't have pictures. They're going to
Right.
have to put in a description of what they're.
Of
gonna
what
do.
they're planning on doing, yes.
But I have a question. Have we decided how many booths we're not selling, we're having? Because at some point we might have to cut off anyway. And then we're gonna have to, kind of decide so we can kind of use that to our advantage as
Mhm.
well. Like, we're only doing this many.
Yeah, and I hope that that's a problem
I
for
do
us,
too.
Heather. I hope that we have so many vendors that we have to say, okay, the popcorn and the penny candy, have to share a booth if they're both high school kids, or
But that's
something
the
like.
thought too, is that you can.
Yeah,
do-
group
You have
'em up.
3 groups from the high school. Yeah, you can, but you're gonna have to share a group with this group, share a booth with these 2.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think the more people we get, the better off we are. I just think there were a couple of groups last year that we were trying to avoid. And none of them even applied. And I'll leave it at that, but,
Are we using
Um,
the same vendor, like application letter as last year, or have we edited?
That's my question, because Rebecca sent me everything and I'm supposed to send them out. I don't know when you want them sent and what changes you want to her letters.
Okay. Can you send
well,
us
I
the
haven't
one?
seen that letter. Have you sent us a copy of that letter?
I didn't forward what she sent me. She just sent me everything from last year.
I can,
So
I
I
have
didn't
it.
know
Okay.
where you wanted to go or when you want me to send them out.
Is that?
Okay.
Drive?
It's on it's on
It should
Google
be.
Docs.
She also
Okay.
sent like a big email of everything.
Yeah, and it has
All
everything
of
in it,
us.
vendors,
Oh, you wanna-
everything.
Okay.
I guess someone has to review that, huh?
Yeah, well.
Yeah,
Well,
who
I think the
handles
creative
vendors?
committee
Is
is
that
gonna have to
creative?
review it.
okay, then
Well,
creative will need to
someone-
get together and.
Yeah. I just want to make sure that it says like, we are gonna pick and choose who's actually involved. Because if we
Right.
get 60 people and we can only fit 50, then obviously we have to cut it down.
Right.
Well, it also has to
It
be
needs to say
that
something.
be
on this.
applied in time and paid.
What was that?
The first come, first serve kind of thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
There.
Last year, we decided against that, didn't we?
I don't, I mean,
We wanted it
but
to
if,
be
if
like,
you end up getting 3 vendors that do almost the same thing right at the beginning, and then you end up with too many vendors, do you really want to have less variety
That
because
was-
you
that
allowed?
was-
those
Well, yeah,
3
that's true.
vendors At the beginning?
like if you have 50.
Yeah, that could be a slippery
Yeah.
slope.
I think we basically have a cutoff date,
Yes,
and that's when we decide who the vendors we're going with are.
but if you have a cutoff date and they get their paperwork in on time, then you're still potentially gonna cut them off.
Yeah, because we're applying, we're. if we
As
get
it
too
relates to
many-
space, you mean?
Yes,
Okay.
right.
Well,
I
it's
mean,
supposed to be artisans and crafters.
Right.
They're gonna take priority, correct?
Right. I'm just-
Over someone
Well,
who's
well,
selling
also,
popcorn or,
but also, we don't want to forget the businesses in there.
no, I'm saying yes. But that's our focus.
No.
Artisans, crafters, business people. That's our main focus of celebrating Ashburnham. I don't think we have to worry as far as this year that we're gonna get more than 50 vendors. I mean, what did we have last year? 60?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I think
60.
we'll go over.
Yeah, so I mean,
The
it
thing
would
is
be
too is I
great.
think with the stage being moved, we're gonna have more space. And if they do. the
I
stage
agree with
differently,
Karen.
yeah,
But not if work is being done on the sidewalks. Isn't
Oh, the
there-
sidewalks have to be completed by the time we set up.
Yeah,
But I
because that
thought-
went to the select board, right?
Well, I mean, there is a modicum of uncontrollability that they have too. I mean, they can't predict if the contractor has an issue. I mean, there's only so much they can.
But we
Yeah.
would be able to modify our street plan if we couldn't use some of the street, correct?
I
think
think
you're just
that,
gonna
I
be a
think
little
that
further out into the street.
the hope is that they're going to be far enough down the street.
That they're not
Not
gonna
going to have
interfere.
a major impact
Okay.
on us,
Okay,
but, who knows? Things
Yeah.
happen, right?
yeah.
We have to have sort of like a plan B in the wings.
Well,
That would
wherever
be
that
nice.
letter is, I just think it should say some sort of disclaimer that we're going to
Select.
select who's
Yeah.
involved.
All right, so
I
It's not just the first 50 people per se.
Yes, it's not a first come, first serve.
Right.
It's,
okay.
everybody has to get their applications in by a certain.
Speak up, Irene.
dues.
I
So-
just think that can cause problems
I do
because
too.
these vendors, they want to make commitments for their dates. They're going to go somewhere else if you're not going to give them a commitment, because when I talked to
Well, I think
them,
we can
they
make it
already
work.
knew, certain ones already knew for next year when different fairs and things that they are attending to. So if you're
I think
telling
we
them
can
they
make a
have to
commitment.
wait until a certain date to get an answer, I don't know that some people are gonna wait, and then just to hear no.
We could say 2 weeks after that, we have a decision and then let them know, like, we're not
Yeah.
gonna wait months and months.
I think she's saying they want to know as soon as their application's in that they're locked in.
Yeah, could we,
I mean,
Could-
I don't know if that's necessarily.
Well, I think
Our
quite frankly, if you've got your 2 jewelry people, and then you don't get one until later, you may have to tell that person that we've already got our 2
Well,
jewelry.
right, I
people.
can see doing first come, first serve in that regard, that if we end up with 3 jewelry vendors applying, but we have too many vendors, the first 2 get the spots.
But that's what we decide behind the scenes.
Right.
Yeah, we
But-
have to let them know that they
But
might.
then again, you
not
don't want to
necessarily
be
get it.
July 31st and have empty spaces.
Right, and.
That's what I think you're gonna do. You're gonna wind up pushing people out.
So
Like,
what are
let's
you,
know in the
what are you
beginning.
saying, Irene?
I think it should be that it's first come, first serve, as long as they have met the requirements and are artisans or whatever it is they're supposed to be, and have sent in all of the pictures and blah, blah, blah. Because you can have, maybe you have, let's say, 3 jewelry people, but they could be 100%
different.
different.
right, right.
They're not gonna
And
be
you know, you
identical.
don't have to place them
But
next to
that,
each
that's
other.
almost
They
semantics
could be
at this
spread
point.
out.
That's
Right.
what is- That's like semantics though, because I think we realize that obviously like different jewelry vendors that are wildly different are great. We're talking about like, people who make, like there's a vendor who makes hair bows, custom hair bows. If we get 3 custom hair accessories things, they're not probably gonna be that different. And we don't want 3 of those. So I think we need to figure out and stipulate that maybe it's first come, first served to a point, but we reserve the right because we want to have a varied
Yeah.
vendor list.
I think the bottom line is you just don't want to end up having 40 similar vendors and then 10 that vary, and then, oh, no, time's up, we cut it off. And any variation that we get beyond that is just out of luck because they were too late.
And I also think jewelry is probably not the best example, so I
Yeah.
don't want to get stuck on the idea of like, oh, we
Exactly.
can't have more than one jewelry vendor.
But even if
Yeah,
it
but
was people who make wooden items or people who make, I don't know, knitted things, I mean, they could be so very different just because they're the same type of thing.
I
What
don't
if it was
think-
art? I mean,
I
art
think
is
that's
so
the
different.
Thing is, we probably wouldn't cut any artists. I think we might cut a student group. What if we get
Right.
6 student groups as our first 6 applications?
But that's
We're
different
like, "Oh,
because
that's
they're
not
not
really-
So
artisans.
that's what
Right, they're not
Yeah.
artisans,
And
right,
that's why
they're
we
not
need to say we're saying
businesses.
We have the right to choose.
But
Yeah.
we're not talking about artisan vendors versus vendors. We're talking,
Right.
all vendors are vendors. So we
Yeah.
could have 6 people apply to sell popcorn. We don't want to have 6 popcorn vendors.
Yeah,
So if we just say first come, first serve for vendors, we could end up with 6 popcorn vendors.
Yeah, I think that as far as something like that is concerned, you gotta use your judgment and say, they're not an artisan. That's a
But we
different,
need the right to say we're gonna
Right,
use our judgment.
right.
We
I
have
think
to
something
have
like
the
that,
verbiage in there.
yeah,
It's
But
not
even
that we want to
within-
exclude
Right.
any artisans or any
Right.
jewelry makers.
and we
because
didn't have
yes, they
any of
are,
the kids apply for any of that last year.
But we don't want to have,
But I don't know what this year will bring.
What if you said a certain percentage would be for,
wait, say
Um,
that again?
what if we said a certain percentage of spaces would be for, like kids that wanted to sell stuff or whatever? And then a certain percentage would be food and like that, so that you do have that out a little bit, that you could say, well, we had too many food vendors. I'm sorry. We're not, or similar food vendors, that type of thing. Because
I think you just put in the verbiage that vendors will be approved at our discretion and boom, problem
I think that
solved.
makes it easy. I agree
Yeah.
with that.
And then we
That's-
just
that
notify
makes
them
sense.
once
I
they're
mean,
approved.
because you're right, you don't want 6 popcorn vendors or 6 Girl Scout
Yeah.
tables.
So
And
you're
there's
not,
no-
so you're not discouraging them from applying, and you're gonna give them plenty of time. You're gonna know pretty
Right.
much by the end of July what you
Well,
got,
You
right?
know what? why, with using the verbiage of, okay, at our discretion, we don't have to, we have a date that applications have to be in, but we don't have to give them a date specifically that they're gonna find out if they're locked in. So let's say somebody sends something, we're like, yes, we want this, we don't have this, anything similar yet, boom, we tell them, yep, you're in, right?
Right, right.
Get it
That's simple.
more. I mean, it's really, we're complicating it much more than need be. Like,
I agree, Heather. I agree.
thanks,
Hallelujah.
Barb.
No,
I think
you know
you're
what?
referring more to
You
like,
have the vendors coming in and all of a
Community
sudden you
groups
have a fourth
and-
person
Yeah,
who wants to
yeah.
say popcorn. Boom, no, we already have 3 people selling it.
Yeah.
So-
we don't.
And
need
that's
to-
simple.
Behind the scenes, we're using your
Right.
discretion and we
It's
let
at
you
our
know.
discretion.
That way, to Irene's point, they are shortly after they apply, they know.
They
if
know.
they're locked in or they're
Right,
not.
they
And then
know.
we move on to the next one.
Right.
And boom, we're done.
Or we'll let you know,
Well, we will let them know,
No.
but we'll let them know within.
right?
Immediately, we would
Yeah,
let them know
immediately,
within a,
basically.
you know, a day or two of their application.
Yeah.
The same thing if someone's selling honey and we have 7 vendors selling honey, we don't want an 8th. We don't really want a 6th, you know, like we have to be selective in that. And I think if we just say it's, you know, at our discretion,
Mhm.
vendors will be vetted at our discretion, it's fine. It covers us without being specific.
So then,
So when a vendor is sending in their money, they're not
Yes.
doing it in the beginning then, or they're not?
No, they
doing it
are.
until
They
are
are.
Wait,
approved?
what is it? Say that
And
again.
most people will come in and they will be accepted.
yes, they have
Okay.
to send their money in with their application in
Um,
some way, shape or form. Because,
So then
because if you don't,
returning
then they're
money
gonna
if
back
they're
out.
not
But-
accepted?
One thing.
We
have
won't,
to-
right, we won't be cashing their checks.
Well,
Simple as that. We'll return it to them.
well, that's what I was gonna say though. Somebody's gonna have to be in charge then of making sure that people who are
The
not.
the finance committee will discuss that. When we get applications in the mail, we'll have all that and we will bring it to the creative to be via, you know what I mean? It's not gonna be that complicated because we're gonna know whether they're a food vendor, you know, and if there's 5 food vendors and, you know, and we get a 6th one, we're gonna say as a group, are we gonna do this or not? You know, do we want this? So I don't think it's gonna be that complicated.
So payment is only in the form of check then?
Um,
Well, even if they send it, you know, can we do
Oh,
Venmo through the town?
We have to be able to do that because there are so many people who are.
Yeah.
don't
Does
have
the town
checks
do
in my
it? I
house.
don't
I
know.
don't
You
know.
can return that.
Yeah, but I don't know
Venmo
if
can
the
be
town,
returned.
I don't know if the
I
town
think
has
the
Venmo.
town, when you make big checks payable to the town, I think they do they do PayPal?
I don't know.
They
but
do
I'll-
credit cards?
I'm
Well, we
with-
just have to find out. That's all. We just have to find out.
Yeah, let's find out because
Yeah, my concern is just if we don't accept them and they pay via PayPal or Venmo. they
Well,
need to get
maybe
their
our
money
committee
back.
can set up a Venmo.
Is
Maybe
that-
Celebrate Ashburnham can set up
Yeah.
Venmo.
you can have
Yeah.
financial, excuse me.
What,
Set it up.
what would be a big problem with saying, once we give you a yes or no, like if we give you a yes, please send payment within
Right.
a week. Instead of
That
having
was
to
my original
return
thought,
checks
yeah.
or cancel
That
things
would
like
make it
That
much
was my.
easier.
And then if they
original
don't send
thought.
it within the week, they're out.
Mhm.
Like,
Right, you just.
then you don't have to
you
cancel
send payment.
anything.
with
It's
it.
just an extra step, but I guess it's either a
I know
step
it,
in
but
the
it's-
front or a
that way
step
you
in the
don't have to worry
back.
about returning
Yeah.
money.
Yeah, that way you're
Yeah.
not dealing with the returning and the tracking who gets their
And
refund.
then we can find out how the town accepts money.
Yeah.
I mean, I know when we pay our taxes, you can use a debit card, use a credit card, you can use your checking account. And I think PayPal.
That's on Unipay, right?
Yeah.
We should
the
really
town
have-
has Unipay. I don't know.
Yeah, the town has
Unipay.
Unipay.
But
Well,
Unipay-
You know,
All right, well, let me find out what the town accepts for how they accept payment, okay? And then we'll have to figure that out for the next.
and no,
meeting.
and Abby, I like your idea that, you know what, they send us the information, we go through it, we accept them, and then they send a payment.
Yeah.
You know, and that does stop us from having to return payments.
If they're doing the work of applying, they want to be in.
Right,
So
they
unless
wanna be in.
We're making
Right.
them wait months. I don't think we're gonna have an issue getting payment out of them.
All right, so. for
Right, as long as the answer gets out quickly.
Exactly, and we'll know that within a couple of days.
So then for clarification, the creative committee is getting the applications, correct? Like you did last year?
Yeah. they'll
Well,
be-
they come to the, where do they come? To the email?
They come
Oh,
to,
yeah,
the-
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, they
so
come.
that's not gonna
Oops.
change.
Who checks the email?
Well,
Well, I'm
they
gonna
didn't,
send
they
them.
didn't
They're
come
in
to,
Google Forms.
Yeah, they're in a
So
Google
anyone
form.
can
they
look
didn't
at
come
it.
to email, they came to Google Form. which
Where'd they
Rebecca-
come to?
A
Google Form.
Which
Oh, Google form.
needs to be in charge.
Did you
of.
get
Alright.
the small business applications
Well-
as well?
Yeah, and Rebecca put them all in a. charge
Yes.
sheet, Yeah,
Okay.
I thought Irene was gonna be in charge of that.
So Irene, you have those, right?
yeah.
I have all of the forms for everything
Okay.
that she sent me, and I have all of the business cards for all of the
Okay.
people that I
She's in
collected.
But-
So
charge.
then basically they're gonna come to you.
When you
Okay.
want them to go out and with what information.
But
That's what
here,
I,
Irene,
yes.
are you comfortable doing what Rebecca did last year in terms of receiving the applications electronically? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
I-
put them into, like,
I
a-
mean, as long as they come through on the thing, sure.
And we can all look at them.
Yeah, we can help. But
Yeah, I mean,
But
I
you
don't
said
have
no.
Be
a
in charge of
problem
putting it
with,
in the chart.
I don't have a problem with Google Docs and figuring that stuff out. But we need to, I don't know if you've gotten my email or not, as from creative, but we need to get together as creative.
Yes, you do.
To,
You do,
yeah,
because these things have to go out like
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. This
Like
has to-
now.
It's March. Yeah, we wanted to send them. We said we were gonna get them out by March.
Yeah,
And I think we're very close.
yeah,
Right.
we'll be fine. We'll get them out.
But
by
we
March,
need to meet to discuss
Yeah.
what needs to be in those and make
The
sure
other
that the
thing,
forms and all of, everything is ready to go.
so then the four of you, Irene, you and the three lovely ladies here, are gonna have to figure out when you're gonna get together.
Okay, well, no, it has to be either by phone or Zoom. I will
Yeah,
be
right,
back.
we can.
Yeah,
Do
we
we
will
do
do
You
it.
could always FaceTime too with one of them, which makes it a little easier. Irene could always do a FaceTime with someone
Yeah,
so that it's not all, you know what I mean? So they can have like a private meeting too,
Yes,
oh, yeah, we would,
without the Zoom
yeah,
kind of
Yeah,
thing.
or Google Meet. or
Um,
something.
Can you also come up with, you know, our letter says if people want to maybe sponsor an event, can you come up with 3 or 4 events that you're having that you kind of know monetarily, you know, a ballpark figure, what you might need to sponsor that event?
Yeah.
Okay, yep.
You know, like you did
Like
last
things.
year, you know, you had some different
Mhm.
things. So, and just in case someone contacts Patty and I and says, I'd like to sponsor an event, what's available?
Okay,
Kind of thing, you know, specifically, and just kind of throw a few things out so we have some answers if they ask us.
yeah.
So what do we want to put in this letter? Patty, I think you've tried to ask several times
yeah.
for verbiage to get this letter done.
I'm tired of this letter. I want it to be done.
We have to add a sentence, right?
What are we adding?
Just need to add some sort of verbiage of vendors will be accepted
At our
at our
discretion.
discretion and notified
That's what I
as soon
have.
as possible.
So then it should be in the third paragraph. then.
That's what
There's got,
I would
based
think.
on discretion of the committee. creative
Vendors.
committee.
I think you should say either of the creative committee or the Celebrate Ashburnham committee, so they not just at the discretion.
I would
Okay.
honestly. No, it's okay.
Say it again. Vendors will be,
Vendors will be chosen or accepted at the discretion of the the Celebrate Ashburnham
Yeah, I guess you would put the whole.
Yeah,
committee
Yeah.
at
the Celebrate Ashburnham
And-
Committee.
I think we should have a,
and notified.
at the latest date that they need, that they will be notified by. Like, we need to choose a date and get all the answers out by then. Because last year, people were like, when are you gonna answer me?
yeah.
So I think, like, if we have a date, we can say, we'll
Okay.
answer you by then.
So can we
Okay,
say,
so
will
vendors-
be notified?
Hold on. Vendors will be notified at the discretion of the,
No,
No, accept it. at the
Accept it.
will
discretion.
be, I'm sorry, accepted
Yeah.
at the discretion of the Celebrate Ashburnham Committee.
And
I
notified
notified. I would,
ASAP.
I think we should put a date in there.
and well, I don't think we
Well,
need to put a
well,
date. because-
Say
sorry.
ASAP,
as
What
soon
about-
as possible,
parentheses?
or at the latest.
In
Yeah.
parentheses, 2 weeks after this July 31st date, that's
Well,
our cutoff date.
That's our cutoff date for receiving them.
But if you're an
going
early
back to
bird
the-
person, you gotta wait till the end of July to
Right.
find out.
No,
that's
no.
No, you can't do
As
that.
soon as
No,
possible.
what if you just say once,
soon as
once
practical,
application is
or-
received,
No later
Wait a minute, wait a
than.
minute. I can't, you guys have to talk one at a time.
I think we should give them a period of time after their application is submitted that they will receive it. So instead of a date, although then the July 31st or
Within
whatever
2
date,
weeks.
yeah, within, I would say 1 week, just because.
I would say 7 days.
Yeah, 7 business days, maybe. I mean, we
I'm
could do
just
2
wor-
weeks,
I'm
but
just worried because if creative committee, if all 4 of us have to get together, it's been an issue for all 4 of us to get together for the
this
last
week.
month.
I know.
So,
I guess.
Yeah, but you know
don't
what?
Have to get together to review them.
You don't. I was gonna
No.
say, you
Yeah.
can get an
Look at them and then
application.
Send it to the next person and say,
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, if there's some question about it, you can get together, but honestly, if you just get an application that so-and-so is gonna do something, and the thing is submitted and it's vetted the way it's supposed to be, boom, boom, you send that person an email. Yes, we'd love to have you send your payment here.
I agree, because I think, you're making it sound like we're gonna get 1,000 applications. And I think, we may be, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I mean, I don't see us getting more than 75. I don't
Okay.
know.
So that's fine. I don't care if we get 175. I just want to know what I'm saying.
well, do we want to do?
I said,
something?
I would say as soon as possible, or yeah, put a time frame on it.
I mean, I don't have. a problem putting a
Within, you would be
timeframe on it.
notified within 2 weeks.
I would say within 2 weeks, because otherwise you're gonna get people going, well, what is as soon as possible? Is that months or is that? you
Right.
know?
So say
Within
within
2 weeks of receipt
of-
of your
Yeah,
application.
of receipt of your, yeah.
Right. I think 2 weeks is good.
Yeah, so that way if it goes out in March and they send it right away in the end of
Right.
March or early April, they'll know already.
They'll
and
know.
Plan the
Right.
rest of
What's
their,
the-
half their business.
For vendors, for applications was July 31st.
Is
that's
the
what I
end
think.
end.
That's the
Okay,
end
so
end.
I very happy.
That's.
So if this
now I
goes out
understand
in
why you're saying,
March,
like,
if
don't
this
wait till
goes
the
out
end.
in
Yeah.
March, you know,
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
the early bird was April, I wanna say. I don't.
No,
May-
it was
May
May
31st.
31st. All right,
So,
so
But the end.
I think we will.
one more time. Vendors will be accepted at the discretion of the Celebrate Ashburnham Committee and notified within 2 weeks of receipt of your application of your acceptance. Or,
Notified.
Well, I think maybe that's, vendors will be select.
Can you say confirmed?
Yeah, your acceptance will be confirmed
Confirmed, yes.
within 2 weeks with 2 weeks
Right.
after the
Why
acceptance
everybody will be
Yes.
accepted.
of
I
your
would just
receipt of
figure
your.
this, the
No.
decision will be made
You'll
you'll
be
hear
notified.
of our
your
decision
within
of
2
our-
weeks.
Yes.
You'll be notified of our decision.
the committee will notify or whatever, within 2 weeks.
okay. Okay. You're all sure about that?
Yeah.
Okay,
Wow.
So, then what I'm going to do.
No.
And then you're gonna do once accepted, payment will be within,
Yeah.
received within.
Payment will be expected within.
I would say within 2 weeks, because what if it got stuck in the
Right,
mail or
exactly.
something like?
Okay.
I guess we have to figure out.
Once
the different
accepted,
payment
we
forms.
must receive
Payment.
your payment.
That is a lot to track, though. Like, so Irene is gonna get the
Mm.
application. Has to know exactly what day it came in and we have to answer
Well,
within
she
2
can
weeks.
make
and
a
then we
little
have to
note on
get
it.
payment.
Actually, you could make
But
a
the
little note.
application will say so anyway. I mean, when
Right.
it comes in, it's on a
It'll have a date
computer,
on
it's
it.
dated.
Right.
So once
Creative
accepted,
will have to discuss how.
We'll have to-
to-
once accepted,
To be honest.
Don't even put that in.
Payment will be expected within 2 weeks.
we
Within two
must
weeks of
receive
your
your
say-
acceptance.
payment within.
Why can't that go on
Your
your
accept-
acceptance?
Your acceptance will, your confirmation will not be done or whatever, complete until your
Payment
fee
is due. Right.
You know,
Yeah,
I
full
actually,
payment.
I think I don't think that's needed. Why isn't that just on the vendor packet?
I agree. I don't
That
think you
doesn't
need
to
to
be
put
on
that
the
in
Made
that
above the
letter.
payment.
Yeah.
When you
Thank you.
notify them
About,
that they've been confirmed and accepted, then that is, you say to them, send your payment within
right,
10 days to
Yeah.
whatever.
their acceptance letter
Okay.
will remind them to send payment within.
Right, payment. That's, you don't have to put that in this
And
letter.
if they're confused and send it with the application, like, not a big deal.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Okay.
If
We'll
that
just
happens.
refund it.
Yeah, that was a long letter.
All right,
Oh.
are we good? Can we move on? All right, the next item on the agenda is signage. I'm trying to get an idea of what we're looking at for signage for the fair. I know we have to get the things to stick on for the new dates on the big banner, but
Well, we also have a new logo.
So those can be like stick-ons.
yeah, they somehow they either clip, snap on or something like that.
Oh, yeah. Also, though, last year with those street banners, the ones that were the two big ones, we didn't have logos. We did print the company names, the business names. Okay, so that answers
Okay.
that. So I just, I changed that. Or let me
I
change
guess
it
we
on
should have
here.
taken a picture of it.
I have a picture somewhere, and there's probably a picture on the Facebook page.
So we need,
So we need logos.
we talked about the signs that we had last year that were unreadable.
Yeah,
Are we going to do those again or
I
not?
think
I
we should
think we
do
need
them,
more simple ones.
but we,
Yeah.
they just need to have
Yes.
celebrate.
Just the
Ashburnham
words.
Fair on this day.
Yeah, the,
Yeah.
the celebrate Ashburnham, the date.
The logo and the
Yeah.
date. That's all.
And something that's like yellow with, on the background with black writing or something very
Okay.
clear.
Simple
Something.
and clear.
Simple. and
Just
clear.
with.
Okay, so what are we talking? Like, what did we get? 8 or 9 last year?
10, I thought, maybe.
10.
So this is the
So
yard.
10 of
signs.
These are the
those.
yard signs.
And
They're
then
gonna
we
just
need
be
to,
simplified, nothing.
With the logo and the date.
I'm wondering
Logo.
if there's a way that we could put, was the logo on the banner?
Mhm.
If we could put the new logo, have them just do the new logo and somehow attach it to the banner.
But it has the dates.
No,
You're talking about the
the
yard sign
dates,
ones?
but no, the date, the big banner.
Oh, yeah, probably.
The dates either snap on or Velcro on.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about the yard signs. I think for that, they could probably just
Figure
make the
a way
piece.
to,
Yeah, it's the
What
same,
is-
it should be the same
What is
size.
the banner made of?
It's like
it's made out of vinyl,
vinyl or something.
but it's designed to be able to change the dates.
Right, but not the logo.
Not, well,
It's
I don't know,
printed
I'm
on there.
saying,
It's not like a vinyl like piece.
I'm saying if
so-
they could print just the
Yeah,
logo for
a
us,
vinyl
That's
logo.
what
then
they,
can we somehow attach it to the? to the
originally, that's
existing-
what we were gonna do with the logos from this.
But the point is that
right,
you
have
might
these
have to
pieces
change a
that
lot of
have
it because
velcroed
you
on.
have the sponsors. What if they're changed? Just put white
Well,
out.
that's true. Yeah, that's true too, but we could just put
I think you can buy, we could,
them over.
yeah,
Over it. I mean, we don't want it to look crappy either. We don't want it to look
exactly,
like.
but I
it's
don't
just
want to
like-
have to keep spending $900 every year to get new banners.
So maybe we should just not be putting the names on the banner. Maybe we just put the logo, but and change out the date.
I'm just gonna throw this out there. A lot of people thought the banner was weird, like small and
Yeah,
distant.
it was hard to.
So maybe we reinvest in a different, bigger size or shape with their new
Yeah.
logo and not anything
logo.
permanent.
Just put the
And then
logo,
Keep that. one
celebrate
for the
Ashburnham
next
Street
5
Fair and the
years.
date.
The only thing is, if we don't do the sponsors.
Well,
That's
Maybe
taking.
they could be.
no,
like
we could just
Velcro.
have we could get the sponsors done as the separate little Velcro on pieces that we were gonna do. Just not have it printed on the main banner.
So then that's a marketing thing.
Yeah,
So I'll let you guys talk,
Okay.
Lorraine, okay?
yep.
So.
Maybe we just.
You-
reinvest
But don't do
once.
anything until we
Yeah.
come back to the
Right, we
committee
need
and
to-
either approve or deny.
Yes. So, but on the yard signs, you said 10?
I think we got 10 last year.
Okay. And then the street banners.
I don't know if it was how they were hung or
They were
something,
kind of-
but
Well, they were hung
They were
a
very
certain way
high.
because of the way the poles are now
Yeah.
too. So my question is, do we just need one big banner in the center of town?
There is
Oh,
no
no.
place to put it in the center of town.
Oh.
Well, I mean, they put it right there, so you can see it when you're driving through.
That's the only
Yeah, but
place
then
they
you
can
get-
put it.
Some people that
I drive to Gardner every day, well, not
Yeah.
every day now, but, I didn't see it.
A lot of people said they didn't see it. They
But
had to,
I
like,
saw
look
think it
at
was
the
too
banner.
high.
I saw the
I
one-
did.
Yeah.
I saw the one here because it was further down and you're higher level here,
Yeah.
so you can see it.
Yeah.
The one in South Ash, I drove by every day and I didn't see it.
Yeah,
See, I
that's
was
right.
just the opposite. I saw the one
Yeah.
in South Ash, but I had to look hard for this one because it was up high.
I
See,
saw
I
the-
think it was smaller than we've done in,
On Main
for
Street.
other things. We had a bigger one before, but we only had one. When we did the 250th, we had one banner and it was like $700. So, you know, I think to go a little bit bigger would be more effective, but we probably would only do one.
Just have to see where the best place is to put it.
What if we do one bigger one?
That's what I would say. Just one banner, but make it bigger, because I think that was wrong. What was wrong with it? It was too long and narrow.
Yeah,
It needed to be bigger, and it just needed to be Celebrate Ashburnham with our date on it, and we can put our logo on it,
could we?
you know?
right.
Hold on, Barb.
Could we, so you know the pole signs that they were gonna do for just Ashburnham in general, could we just get some of those made as well with just the logo and then the date that we could then over the years change the date over, but then those would be seen.
What about the
Downtown.
sponsors not being on the?
They don't have to be, they could be on the banner, the big banner, but if we can get some signs for the light poles, those will definitely get seen. I mean, that's mostly a downtown.
Do they
thing,
still doing
but-
those?
Yeah, because weren't they gonna do?
Yeah, they're starting a new program.
I would almost say if we're gonna go down to one banner, what if we did more yard signs and tried to just put more yard signs out?
Could
Yeah, or do in South Ash, do some of those pole ones like you're talking about, Heather,
Yeah,
for, you know, going up kind of, and then just do one banner downtown.
yeah,
Maybe we can price out the pole signs.
Yeah.
And price out if we got a larger quantity of yard signs, what both of those would cost.
and who's doing the pole signs for the town in general, like?
The company,
Yeah,
I don't know what the name of the
Okay.
company is now.
Yeah. I mean, we could get involved and say, hey, if they wanted to sponsor, if you wanted to sponsor Celebrate Ashburnham
Yes.
pole sign, you could
that
put your
would be-
name on it,
Actually, no.
find out how much they are.
Pole sign.
I have no.
Not in our town, but in Gardner
Oh.
and some other towns, so.
Okay.
maybe
That would be great. if we ju-
They're not local.
Oh, wait a minute. I feel like I know who
But
it
I mean,
was.
if
You
they're
told me
doing a
once,
new
like.
thing, or is this gonna interfere with?
I don't know. See, I don't know if this is going to interfere with what they're doing with the town.
Yeah, well, I mean, there is. that
I mean, they
possibility,
haven't-
It doesn't
yeah.
hurt to price
It's-
it,
Yeah, we can
but-
price
It's
it and-
fledgling right now. I mean, they're just beginning, so it may not even be ready by the time we do our thing.
And was I supposed to get you with the
We
new
were supposed to
logo?
send Bill the new logo.
So, I mean, plus, I mean, maybe if it's not even ready, you don't have to put a pole sign on every single pole. You have,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a thought, I don't know.
But now that we've
Yeah.
settled on a logo, I think we also want to make sure that anything expensive, not necessarily yard signs, but even the pole signs would want to be reusable
Yes.
and know that we'd be using them year after year.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying, like the Velcroing of
Yeah.
the date. 'cause we
So
just
you know
changed
it's
the date
always
out.
going to be in September. So
Yeah.
it's a
Right.
question of the year and the date.
Yeah,
And
Right,
we're going to
but-
be in the 2000s for long
yeah,
before
so we
we're
just
Right.
need the two.
to the end ones.
But I
yeah.
just was speaking to, you were saying they may not be done with what they're doing, so it wouldn't interfere this year, but if they have other plans for coming years, it
For
would be a
what?
wait for the pole
Oh.
signs.
Unless those pole signs can be switched out just for like
Right.
August, July,
Yeah.
August and
I-
September.
Yeah, I would
I-
just want to
that
make
is a
sure
good
that they can be
question, yeah.
used year after year.
If we did those for 250, they were expensive.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
were. They were too.
Yeah.
They were, that's
They
what
were
I think, I'm
$250.
thinking they were kind of pricey, those,
Well, I
That
think
was
we
back,
think we charged the people 250. I don't think that's what we paid for them.
Charge
Oh, I don't
them
know then.
250?
We-
Then I
the
don't know.
businesses had to buy the signs that went
Yeah.
on the poles. And I believe we charged the
Oh.
businesses 250, but that was advertising for like 2 years.
right, it was
But I
advertising.
don't
They were
think that
for a
was the
long
price
time.
of the flag. I think the flags were under 200.
Were they like $70?
No, they were a little more than that, but
Okay,
Well, we'll price
We
them, we'll
can
figure
price
them.
options
Um,
and see.
Okay,
My
so,
question is, you're talking about this banner that it's gonna be reusable and you're gonna just change out the date, keep the logo the same. Are you gonna add sponsors' names to this?
Yeah, we
if
can,
we can't, if we're going to use it every
we
year.
can if it's just the little
If
Velcro
we do
pieces.
Oh, well, then I guess you'll
especially-
have to check with Lorraine.
Yeah,
and
we'll
see
check
what's
with
op-
Lorraine.
what's
I don't know how
available.
that works. so,
Yeah.
It's
okay.
just, well, I mean, it was Steve that had, I didn't know this was a
Because you
possibility, but
have it
Steve had
here,
mentioned
so you
that.
don't wanna send this out
Right,
if you
right.
can't.
Yeah,
if you
Right,
So
no, I
we'll-
know she can do that, I just don't know,
yeah,
so,
because honestly, like a lot of these companies too, I mean, these businesses are here for how long? They're a long time, a lot of these.
right.
So if we even have them made up, even if they don't sponsor 1 year, then maybe we'll have them next year, we'll just have. pop
But
up
I think
stuff.
you can interchange, at least the ones that I believe the town was looking at, you can interchange the name at the bottom of the flag.
Oh, okay.
I mean, the other.
So everything stays the same, and then if Joe
Oh, for the
Schmo
bowl
advertised this
ones.
year, but he doesn't next year, then you could take his thing off and put somebody else's on there. So you
That's
can always
cool.
use the same basic sign.
That's cool.
Because I mean, if Lorraine doesn't do that, or if it's expensive to do that, where is the old banner store?
I have the banners at home.
Okay, because depending on the material, we could potentially DIY Velcro patches.
That's true too, but
We
would they
could-
be able to be done big enough? Don't forget, because these signs are huge because they're hung up.
Right,
So,
I mean, I don't know that, I'm saying potentially.
Yeah.
like,
yeah,
I'm just saying, depending on how big the logos need to be,
could make vinyl.
well, vinyl or even some other material, but something, you can buy Velcro that sticks on,
Oh, yeah,
industrial
yeah.
strength.
So,
that then you could take.
so
off.
then-
Now, the logo that's on there now,
There's
is the logo on
I
there
don't
now?
remember.
the logo for the street fair. Yeah, I don't remember.
What I'm just thinking is, can you do a vinyl sticker
That's
thing
what I
that
said.
goes,
That's what I
Oh,
Can
said.
I?
no,
Can we?
I mean,
cover it?
I
anybody.
mean,
but-
potentially,
You'd have
it
to do it in
depends, I would
pieces, I
need to see the banner
Right.
and test out a corner, and will the vinyl stick well?
right,
To see, if
Just
we
a
could
thought.
DIY.
So then, what I can do is get you, once you do your research with Lorraine,
Mhm.
I can get you one of the banners and
Okay,
you can
Yeah.
look
Yeah.
at it.
because I mean, I can look at it, I can see,
You can
I
spread
just
it
don't
out in
know
your
without
backyard
looking
because
at it,
it'll be
yeah.
long,
Yeah.
so,
Okay.
well. when there's no
Okay.
snow.
So that was it. That's it for signage then, right? We don't really need a lot.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, moving on
Good.
to the vendor rules and regulations.
Long tonight.
Now, I sent you, I threw together some rules and regulations that I picked up from what we had in our packets last year, and then from a couple of other fairs that I kind of researched online.
Okay.
And I sent this all to you guys. I can't believe you're not getting it.
I didn't get it.
Check your outbox, it might be sitting there.
No, because I sent it to
So it's a-
everybody and I
it's-
got mine.
You get a 10 by 10,
Okay, so here's what I have. Setup begins at 8. Your booth should be fully set up by 9:30. Any vendor arriving after 9:30 will forfeit their space. Last year, we had people calling up when the fair started, saying, I'm on my way, which to me is,
Yeah.
I
Ha-
don't think
creates
that will
habit.
happen when you're charging for.
Yeah, that's the good.
Um,
thing.
but
well, you know what,
it's good
you
to have
do
it in
have
there.
these people, so what happens when we did it in Winchendon, you have these stragglers, they're not allowed to bring their cart.
no.
So if they
shouldn't be.
want to set up, they had to bring everything manually.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Yeah, I mean.
I don't know
I
if you
mean,
want to refuse them.
Only.
Hey, Patty?
or- Huh?
Patty,
Yeah.
I have to excuse myself from the meeting. All right? And remember, it's an hour earlier here for me. So it's 6:45. We have plans for dinner tonight
Okay,
at 7, okay?
all right.
So I'm sorry to cut out. But
Okay.
goodbye, everybody.
Bye,
Just
Barbara.
email me when the next meeting is, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
And I went over all these vendor rules because I did get them.
Okay, see. that's
So,
weird.
okay,
No.
yeah.
Why?
Where is she?
Who's in
Yeah.
Florida?
Why? are you-
Florida
oh,
isn't an hour over.
Yes,
Oh,
it is.
Tallahassee.
I'm up in the panhandle,
Yeah,
way over
Panhandle.
in the
Oh,
western,
okay, over there,
an
okay.
hour
Okay.
earlier. Hey, I
Okay.
know my time, Karen.
I don't know.
Okay.
Have a nice dinner.
So anyways, how do you feel about that?
I think that I mean, what the other, I mean, I just do a couple. If you're not set up in time, you aren't allowed to bring a car in.
That,
You
yeah,
close off the traffic and you're gonna park down there, then you're gonna have to piecemeal your stuff.
I think having the rule makes sense, but maybe just adding at our discretion. So if we want to allow them to set up late, we
well,
can.
because I think you're gonna occasionally run into, I mean, or you could run into
And
somebody who had
cars
an
won't be allowed
emergency.
after a certain
Well,
time.
right, I mean, the
Right.
streets are closed.
Yeah,
So.
but we don't wanna like turn away somebody who's like, oh my God, my car wouldn't start. I'm trying to get there.
Yeah,
and
you
I'm
said
getting-
that
you
last time too.
No,
Yeah.
but I mean, it's somebody like really legitimately.
We had a lady call and
Yeah.
say, wasn't her car either. It was some reason that she was like late. I don't know. Sorry, I don't understand that. But
Well,
anyways.
I think
um,
that it says may not be able to get access or access by car
Okay,
after
so
9:30.
Any vendor arriving after 9:30 may not have,
Vehicular access.
Or-
Will
or
not.
Will
Will
not.
Will not
Will
have
not have,
vehicular
yeah.
Well, because the
access.
roads will be closed at that
Yeah.
point.
Yeah,
And
Um,
maybe.
and maybe turned
Turned
away.
away
Yeah.
at our discretion. I just like to add the at our discretion, because
Yeah.
that way, if we want to let them in, we can.
Right.
Yeah, no, absolutely. 'Cause there's a difference between like somebody who you can tell just like
Yeah.
moseying and somebody who really.
Because an hour and a
legitimately
half
trying.
isn't a lot of time to get everyone. So,
Yeah.
okay, well, I also thought that we could open it up a little bit earlier, like at 7:30 and give them till 9:30.
that's fine. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
I
everyone's
think
here
it takes
anyways.
time. I mean, we don't have as much as other places.
So you want
but
me to do that, 7:30?
it's fine with
2
me.
hours
Yeah, I
enough
think that's
time?
fine.
2 hours should be plenty.
Okay. All right.
Couldn't you
next one.
say at risk of forfeiting their table at our discretion? At risk of
Read it
for-
again.
forfeiting their spot
It
if
says,
they're not there?
I mean,
To forfeit
any
to whoever
vendor
we have.
arriving after 9:30 will not have vehicular access to the booth area and may be turned away at our discretion.
Yeah, I mean, if they're coming in at 10:15
oh, yeah.
and it's already started.
Yeah.
It's kind of a pain. I don't know
Yes.
how
Yeah,
people feel.
I mean, if we don't
I
wanna
don't-
have.
I don't think
empty
that's
tables,
acceptable.
So I
Right.
think if somebody doesn't show up at 10 o'clock, we're gonna be pulling the table down,
Right.
so it doesn't look
Like we have an empty
booth.
space, right, exactly,
So
Right.
we can then turn them away at our discretion.
right,
Right.
If they show up at 9:45, we can say, all right, hurry up, get it set up, get it done.
But you still can't bring your car. in.
Right, you
So,
can't
no
bring
cars.
your car, but hurry up, get it done, let's get you set up.
okay.
No, I get it. I'm just saying, because at your discretion has been used a couple of times for different things, so I'm just, sometimes that sounds a little like we get to choose. So maybe if you just say you're at risk of forfeiting your
Well, I
spot.
mean, I
We do
think
get to
that
choose.
if
Well,
you
we do
just,
get to choose.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you just say, if you're not here, you're not gonna have, if you arrive after 9:30, you won't have vehicle access to your space.
Yeah.
And if you don't have vehicle access and you've got to park 2 blocks away, that's a pain in the ass.
Mhm.
Oops.
But I mean, quite honestly, I just think at your discretion is the best verbiage to
Yeah.
use, because that way we have
At our
the option
discretion.
to let people set up late if they're able and willing.
Right,
And we can also say, you know what, sorry, you're too late.
you're too late.
We've already taken your
Right.
table down, you're
Right.
done.
Well, you can only put so much in writing and then it
Yeah.
gets ridiculous, so.
Mhm.
Okay, so this next one is gonna probably throw some of you over the edge, but here we go. And I pulled this from 2 different large fairs. So this year, there will not be any vehicle passes sent to you ahead of time. Upon arrival, our staff members will check you in, give you your booth number, and allow you to proceed to Main Street to unload your product. You will have 15 minutes to unload your vehicle. Once your vehicle has been unloaded, you must drive it to the designated vendor parking area and walk back. It is a relatively short walk to your booth. If necessary, medically, we will have transportation available to take you back to your booth area. We strongly suggest that you bring another person with you to watch over your merchandise while you are returning your vehicle to the parking area. If you are alone, please let us know ahead of time, and we will arrange for a volunteer to assist you with unloading and watch over your booth until you return.
That sounds fine to me.
That's fine, but
Who did you think? was
you
gonna do
know,
that?
like, you
Because last
can't,
year we
be- you
had-
can't
we
be
had the
volunteering
numbers
us to
on
do
the-
all these other jobs. I don't think, you know, if they don't bring in someone, you
I'm
just
not
tell.
talking, I'm talking about John's volunteers, the kids.
Oh, okay, okay,
Oh.
okay.
That's what I'm
Okay.
talking
Yeah.
about. I'm not talking about the
Okay.
committee. I'm talking about the kids he
Okay.
gets to work the fair.
Okay,
Okay. And then I have note to all food vendors. If you will be selling food items at the fair that are not packaged, you must obtain a certificate from the Neshoba Board of Health. They can be reached at, and I put their number, but I think I should put the website in there too, because then that removes us from that whole process.
Okay.
Because
so
we don't
that are
want to
not
get involved.
packaged, that's all it says.
Right.
Wait, say that again though?
That are not packaged,
No, but what?
food items.
Oh,
Because if
people
you're,
can't bring food items?
you can't pass out
Can't sell.
food
Oh,
items that aren't
sorry, I missed that.
packaged unless you have a Board of Health certificate.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
All right, okay.
I know, the thing is too, is that's weird, is that we don't have a Board of Health certificate from Neshoba, but we have one from the town of Winston.
Maybe they don't
And
belong
she
to
has her
Neshoba.
certificate from ServSafe.
Maybe they have their own Board of Health, Karen.
Oh, maybe. So,
Okay. The town of Ashburnham and the Celebrate Ashburnham Street Fair are not responsible for damage to your wares or equipment.
Or lots of items.
Setup and equipment must fit within the boundaries of your 10 by 10 vendor space. Vendors are responsible for their own tables, chairs, canopy, tent. All ven-
and you-
All vendors must have sufficient weights to provide protection from wind. Each individual is responsible for cleanup of their area and disposal of trash at the end of the day. All vendors are responsible for applicable mass state tax law compliance. Vendors selling or advertising anything political will not be allowed. The CA Street Fair reserves the right to not allow a vendor, booth, activity, performance, demo to participate if deemed inappropriate, offensive, or political in nature. Do we need to add any more?
It's pretty comprehensive.
So then this would go to you guys, because that's got to go in the vendor packet.
Okay, can you try to email me that again?
Yeah, why don't you give me, I only have Laura St. Cyr at,
Laura St.
St.
Cyr
Cyr with a number at
I don't
Gmail,
even
right?
know. No, that's, you have my other one for Friends of the Library, but
Yeah, you know what? I think we need to do before next time. I'm gonna send out an email with the appropriate email addresses for everybody, because I get emails to my work email, I get emails to my Friends of the Library one, to my
Okay, because
Ashburnham one, to.
I have a group text, so I will modify it in my group text. My
Okay.
group, my group,
Yeah,
yeah.
and then because that's how I send everything out. So
Okay,
let me know
yeah.
what they are.
Okay.
I think Abby's is right, but did you get them, Abby?
I got one of them and not the other, so I'm very confused.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, so we don't need to add anything else.
Not that I can think of.
Yeah, no, I
yes,
think
it sounds.
it's pretty clear.
So then can we make a motion to accept the vendor rules and regulations?
Motion to accept.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Right, so I'm gonna redo, fix it and then send it to
Okay,
all of you or one
Yeah.
of you?
You can send it.
all of us. is
Yeah.
All
fine.
right, so then you'll get me the emails as soon as
Mhm.
possible. Okay. Okay. There's nobody here from the public, so we can skip over that.
anybody in there that's spying?
Patty,
Is there anyone in our meeting that would like to speak?
Patty, I just have a quick question.
Yeah.
Before you sound like you're wrapping up. Can you just put me down just a little bit? Because I've been looking at the ceiling the whole time.
How do I put her down? You should have said something earlier.
Hi.
I do that on
Is that
purpose
better?
when I have a Zoom.
Oh, yes, now I see faces.
Okay, is there any new business?
I guess this would be new business. This is just the minutes that from the kind of mini meetings that we've had as a subcommittee for creative and.
Okay, would you like to
marketing.
share it with us?
Oh, did we not send it?
I didn't get
Oh,
this.
no, I didn't send it. I just brought it. I didn't know what to do with it.
Well, we can just read
Um,
it.
yeah.
too.
So we have to make
it's-
sure we include Irene in this one from going forward, okay?
Yeah,
Well, She's part of creative too.
yes, I had sent an email to Irene and about a document that with a link. Did you get that?
No,
Okay.
Sometimes I don't know if you get my emails, Irene. Is there?
I
anything-
answered you, Patty.
Yeah, I
That's why-
know. I know you did on this one. But sometimes I wonder if you're getting them, that's all.
Okay, well, I'm sorry for that. I did send an email and I sent I shared a document with you for,
More tapes.
for us to brainstorm digitally.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I didn't get that.
Okay, I will have to,
Mine is just my last name, 1@yahoo.com, but it has to have 2 A's and 2 K's. Sometimes people put 1 A or 1 K and then that's a problem.
But does it go to Richard?
It says Richard, yeah, but it's not
Okay.
his email. Hasn't ever, it was never his email. He just set it up and then his name was on it.
Okay,
That's
all
the
right.
email. What?
that's the email I sent it to.
Yeah, so it did go to that email.
Um,
I didn't get it.
What is going on?
I
with
don't
the
know what is
email?
going on with emails.
Well, I know, I was just,
Yeah. This is the document that I shared. Her email's right there. Yep. that looks right. So you are an editor on this document. You just don't have you just don't have the link.
Oh, I did, there was one I wanted to talk to you about. I got an email from Hank. And it had access to these different documents, but I can't open anything that came from there. I can open all of Rebecca's, but anything that his says, I can't, it says I'm denied access.
Yeah, we gotta get Hank on the right page too, because I think he's sending out emails that, because I haven't gotten anything from Hank in a while.
I haven't either.
And
Yeah.
I thought he was gonna send all of us that link to kind of make sure we all had access, because Laura hadn't.
No, he sent me access.
Okay, so he sent. We need.
I can't open anything. Mine
I
says
was able to
denied,
open
no matter what I do, even if I
So
download it.
I
it's
have
a
to
zip
ask
file. I
Hank to
can't
give
open it.
all of us access?
I would say.
I
I
just don't
needed,
want people going in and doing all these changes.
no,
They don't know
but
what they're doing.
we need it to, like, I need it to my,
That's me, okay?
He
What?
could give you access without editing privileges.
I don't know what. Oh, you. Yeah, you can have read privileges.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe that's what Irene needs to read. Can we all have, so you have editing access?
We-
I'm not
editing.
sure whether Hank sent me editing access or just
You
read,
need
but
reading.
he sent me
Yeah, only
access
read.
so that I can see everything at least.
Okay, so
Um,
if I send them an email, we want Heather to have editing
Yes.
access.
Really.
And I
the-
probably should.
And
too.
Laura.
Laura, Abby,
Read access. I don't
oh,
know.
Abby wants to read.
Okay, so that's edit,
Okay.
and then the rest of us read.
Yes, yes. And then he needs to also, I'm gonna send everybody this email list, because I think he needs to also send it to the right email
Then I
address
need it.
that I'm trying to access it from.
Okay,
So,
I think yours is the most confusing because you have like 3 of them.
well, because also I'm on
Then you got-
multiple committees.
You got
with, like,
friends and you've got,
I've got the friends one,
so-
I've got the Ash Culture one, I've got my work one.
sometimes,
Sometimes it goes to my personal one.
sometimes it's like, okay, which one do I send?
I know, I know. And then I'm like with yours, because you have the Watanic one, but then you have your other
Yeah,
one.
don't use Watata.
Okay, I never do, so I'm glad you're saying that.
Yeah,
So,
don't use
okay.
Watata. Okay, so so just a reminder, March 1st are preliminary budgets. Or the
Okay,
the
yeah.
next meeting in March is preliminary budgets. And then I would like to see this letter go out no later than our next
and
meeting.
I mean, we're gonna send these out by paper, is that correct?
Not all
No,
of them, no.
not to all the
Only to the
businesses.
premier businesses.
Okay.
Yeah. The other ones are going by email. I am
And we have everyone's
I'm
email in those
creating
new-
my list
I
of
think, yeah.
businesses with emails.
Yes, so Patty has.
So
that.
I will send the email blast out to, once everything is ready here, this letter
Okay.
and the sheets, then I'll send those out.
Okay.
But the ones to the premier businesses, I just need to be able to have copies of the sheet. So
Okay,
I'll stick those in with the letter.
And you're sending
Okay.
it from the Celebrate Ashburnham
Yes.
email address.
It's
Okay.
going in a
Okay,
town letterhead and all that
Okay.
kind of stuff.
so I need to edit the sheet, the sponsorship sheet, so that you have one to send, to print out
and
and
to
send.
send.
So we will make sure that you have a printable file to
Okay.
send.
And you need to send me
The
the
letter.
letter.
Yeah, I'm gonna send a letter to businesses to you and Laura.
There should be two, right? Because there's gonna be one that goes just the email and then the one that goes out with the mail. So
Mail.
so do
You
you have
just
two
want-
versions or
No,
I need
it's
to
gonna
just
be
make
the
two versions?
same letter.
Right, but one's gonna have links and one is gonna have a QR code.
I would say what you should, she should just send you the letter and then
Yeah, let
you
me-
do the QR code, turn it into a PDF to send back
Yes.
to Patty, so Patty can just
So you
print
want
it.
both of my letters? No, there's only gonna be one
Yes.
letter, right?
Yeah, just send one letter and I'll handle,
Yes.
Okay,
yeah.
all
Because
right.
if you send Patty PDF forms, then it's.
Oh, yeah.
simple
Oh,
as
no,
open
that,
and print.
that would be a disaster if you sent me a PDF. form.
Why?
Oh,
I
I
have
think
no idea
PDF's
what to do.
easier than
You literally
everything.
just print it.
Oh, okay, because
Yeah.
you're asking
Yeah,
me to
you-
convert something.
No, you just, you can't edit it, you can't do anything
Oh,
to it, you
good.
just open it and hit print.
Okay,
That's why I'm
Yeah,
saying
and
that would be the best
That's the
way.
standard for printing.
Yes,
Alright.
so,
um,
Abby said she did want, editing access, though she thought you were just talking about music stuff, she didn't realize you meant the whole drive.
all right, so can you just quickly go over your
Yes.
meeting here?
Really, it was just, the three of us brainstorming in this document. We brainstormed the activities, exhibits, performances we'd like to further look into to hopefully include, a Sun Prince activity, drum circle, some sort of larger community project that people can participate in at the fair. A tented art exhibit with maybe student and known artists. Maybe a photography booth, bluegrass band, female singer-songwriters, Morris dancers, talent show, battle of the bands, multiple smaller stages.
What does that
I
mean?
get, just, I'll let you, because
Somebody brought us a brochure of another event where instead of having one giant stage, they had a few smaller stages in different areas. So instead of like really loud music, it was quieter music in different sections. So you could kind of like listen to what you wanted to. And I think that's what they did in Westminster too, or maybe they just didn't have a big stage, but
Yeah, they
like,
have a
music
big
was in
stage.
smaller areas.
Westminster
Oh,
has
they
a big
do,
stage.
They do, okay.
Yeah, with a loud band.
Oh, okay, then I didn't see that
Yeah,
part, but like smaller.
Winchendon
As
is
an
very
option.
big. The space is so big, they're able to have, like, they have one guy that sits across from the bank is just plays like folk music, etc. And then they have a big stage with bands, and then they have another one, but the distance is
Area.
so
Yeah.
wide that if Joe Schmo's down here, are we gonna hear him and this guy both if they're like in the middle? That was, because it's not as big a spaces, a lot of the fairs.
The acoustic stuff.
Yeah,
So
it would
that's-
be,
Yeah.
it would be.
or
quite
even
a-
just performances, like a dance performance
Dance
could be
band.
going on a smaller
Yes.
stage somewhere else.
Right.
But again, I mean, this is just
Yeah.
brainstorming.
Mhm,
But then also you have to watch where for electricity,
right.
where's the
Electricity and
electricity
also
available?
space.
Not if it's acoustic stuff though,
Yeah.
which would be quieter.
Well, don't they need to plug in their stuff?
Not acoustic. Acoustic is unplugged.
I don't know.
Yeah, but wouldn't they still want to have microphones and things
Yeah.
like that?
Yeah, I
No,
mean.
there are battery powered.
Yeah, you can bring amps that have batteries.
But then you have to have a lot of performers, because one performer is not going to perform for 4 hours or whatever,
Yeah,
however.
but I mean,
for
then we
it
can
is.
find-
But
I
that
just-
allows for more
yeah.
smaller performers.
I just don't
yeah.
know if we have the space.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, we
the
might
whole
not,
thing is that
but,
it might
yeah.
take
Yeah.
It takes up more space.
Yeah,
so.
I just don't know if you have the space.
I think if we had a bigger area, or if we add, who knows in the future, if we go up into the park, then
Yeah.
you could have another venue there, or,
Bandstand.
huh?
The gazebo.
Exactly, if you can have another venue. I mean, that could be another venue if,
Yeah,
it's a nice area to have something separate,
it is.
but.
Very nice.
But you're pulling away from downtown.
Well, I think she's saying if we get bigger.
I
and
mean,
it's just
that's,
kinda
that was
spread.
my thought, that, I mean, I think because you need more space when you have more musicians, because it's not a big space.
Yeah, it's
You
not.
It seems big, but it's really not.
I
so.
would love a guy walking around with like a guitar, just like walking around through the streets or ukulele or something, right?
And the dancers, Fred's dancers will go down through the street. like
Is he
that.
gonna do it this year?
Yeah.
That'd be so
Okay.
cool.
But also, I will say, in terms of hearing it, I could not hear the giant stage when we were down at the other end, even though it's so loud.
But I think
missed
that
some
too,
of it.
because it was,
I think
it was,
just
I
did
think
in like a
because
tunnel.
it was like in a tunnel.
Yeah,
The
Yeah.
setup last year was
It
horrible.
was.
Horrible. If you have it set up more where we want it,
Yeah,
it's gonna be more centralized.
yeah.
I think it basically, can you imagine if I lived in Charlie Mullen's house there? How loud it must have been at his house, because it was directed right
Right.
towards his
yeah,
house.
yeah, it was awful.
And people couldn't even sit like across from the
No, it's too
stage.
loud.
Like, so
Yeah.
it was,
Yeah.
so
Alex ran
hopefully
by.
that'll be,
And the stage is a
Bigger.
little bit smaller this year. Hank found
Yeah,
a smaller one.
Good, good, good.
So,
I mean, I think the dancers were great,
They didn't have that much room, like in.
No,
front of the
but
stage
they
either.
were good. and-
Oh, yeah. I'm just-
I
the
missed,
dancers.
I missed everything, because I didn't hear the announcements, because I couldn't hear it.
I didn't
Right,
have announcements, but he
yeah.
also didn't do some of the announcements.
Oh, really?
And also, we're not getting, well, Hank's gonna do it this year.
Okay.
Because he's there anyways.
Yeah.
Um. So,
And then marketing wise, which kind of overlaps, but
Yeah.
we discussed, the general needs, like the staff volunteer needs and t-shirts, we talked potentially about doing buttons
For
for the
volunteers.
volunteers rather than doing
Yeah.
shirts
Mhm.
that say
Yeah.
volunteer, just
Yeah.
having pins.
But they will get the regular,
They'll get a shirt,
A
it just
shirt.
won't say volunteer on
Right.
it.
but then
and then
we
they'll
will
have a
have a
button.
staff shirt.
Yeah.
So it'd be just a simpler shirt.
It would be the same shirt that we could sell if we
Yeah.
wanted to sell
Yeah.
merchandise,
Yep.
but then they would just have a pin, a button that would say volunteer,
Okay,
but the staff would still
Yeah.
have staff.
Staff on the back
printed
and
on the
front of the
back,
sleeves.
and
so,
yeah, probably.
I know what I just remembered, going back to the sign, we need a sign for our booth. That says,
Yes.
what is it going to say? Information booth or, what do you want it to say?
That's a
Actually,
really
because
good
when you
question.
talk to Lorraine about the thing, you should talk to her about the thing for our tent.
And
Yeah.
well,
Should just, I mean,
Information or?
you can
Because if
just
we're gonna-
make a vinyl, we had a little vinyl one at, whatever the heck that is, Vista Print or one of those
Yeah.
places.
Well, I don't want
Or-
something handmade. I
It's
mean,
not handmade, it's,
oh,
you design it.
oh, yeah,
Well,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Different, you can,
Um,
yeah.
it depends on how big of a space are we gonna have for an
Well,
info.
It's
booth?
gonna be a
two-
10 by 10.
Oh, I thought you guys said it was gonna be two
it could
tables
be,
this
if we're
year.
gonna sell merchandise, I think. we
Okay,
need
yeah,
two.
so it would be
So
two.
that, it can be an info and merchandise table
So we want
or
a
booth
pretty large,
sign to go
Yeah.
across
Well,
maybe two.
Or,
Well, you know what it also can do is it can go, if it's this big, it can go across the two.
That's what I was thinking.
right,
yeah.
but
Top
I
of
mean,
the
we're
tents.
talking something that's at least 8
20.
or 9 feet.
Right,
Well,
yeah,
it's
you
gotta
don't
be
need to do
20
20.
because,
20.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you
going
do it
across
20.
210.
If you
Oh,
do
we'll
it in
probably-
between,
A print like lettering that's 20 feet long?
yeah, I don't need it that long.
maybe 10,
sign.
maybe 10 feet and it
Maybe
goes in the
10 feet
middle.
gives us
Well, that's
the
what I'm
Right,
saying,
right,
like
right.
8 to
I
10
agree.
feet, that's gonna span the two booths.
Yeah.
20,
Yeah.
a 20-foot banner.
Yeah,
is
that's,
huge.
yeah, that's too big. You can do,
And.
yeah.
The
I mean,
point,
I know.
This
Come on,
is an
very
eight-
big. or
This
it'll
is
hold
an
more.
8-foot table. This would be adequate.
Yeah, I
to
mean,
put
that's a big
between the
sign.
two.
Okay.
And you get those little clippers there, You know,
Nope, nobody knows what you're talking.
we use the clips, or you could do Velcro, reversible Velcro
Can't you do
stickers.
grommets?
Grommets is what I, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it would depend
Lawrence.
on where. It
It's-
depends on where you get,
I
where you're
think,
gonna get the banner, what they
plus we need to
offer.
have the tents,
Yeah, we have to have the tents.
so.
But the town has the
Wait.
tents.
So you're having the tents. This is supposed to get started. So the tents.
Yeah.
One sign. Stop. So.
I don't know what year.
I don't even know. at
Spit
this
it out.
point. Oh, info. Is this because I said nobody does?
It's gonna say
Info and-
information and merchandise.
Does it have to say merchandise?
Why doesn't it say information booth and then under in smaller letters, maybe like merchandise? Is there a first aid booth that's
I-
separate or?
No,
I
that was the
think-
ambulance people. They did that.
I would think just, we don't know, we want things to be reusable.
Right,
If merch doesn't go well,
right.
we
We're
don't
not
want to do
gonna-
it next year.
I mean,
So if we get a banner that's just information booth, people are gonna be drawn to it
Right.
for that purpose. We can have merchandise
Right.
being sold
I agree.
there
Okay.
Yeah. let's just do
without
it.
You
it.
could just
saying
have
that.
shirts hanging from hangers or something
Yeah,
and people
yeah,
could
I
see
mean,
it's
I just-
available with a price on it.
remember, you can do the
I'm just thinking,
Velcro, the sticky Velcro.
Yeah,
Okay, so
there's-
then
cut
talk
it
to
in
Lorraine or
pieces and-
whatever
Okay.
about the information side.
Yeah,
too,
well,
okay?
I'll design those signs.
And if you could put our logo on anything, you can put our logo on.
Yes,
that would
oh,
be
absolutely.
appreciated. Okay.
even, even buttons, I'm thinking, we put the logo and then
And then
volunteer on it too.
Okay.
Like everywhere we can get
Yeah.
the logo.
And that, the buttons,
Tattoo-
hopefully you get
tattoo
them
it
back
to our
from the
forehead.
volunteers.
To it.
So,
Do a henna
Maybe-
tattoo for the day.
Yes.
Or for the
That's how you
month,
know we're the
however
stuff.
that lasts.
Yeah.
Okay, do I have a motion to adjourn?
yeah,
No,
time is it?
are you motioning to adjourn?
Yeah,
Well, could you say it, please?
okay, motion to it. Make a motion to adjourn at 8:13.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
I.
Okay, Irene, I'll send you we have to decide on the next meeting date.
But you also have to, when do you
Marketing.
want these things to go
I
out to the vendors of all the cards that I have?
What?
When do you want all of the, whatever the letter is, when is it that you want it to go out? So I have an idea.
We want it to go out no later than the next meeting date, which,
Let's do Martine.
so here's the deal. I'm going to be in Florida until the 14th of March.
Oh my
So we could meet on the 15th, which is a week later than,
gosh. Yeah,
Perfect.
that's
okay, so we want them to go out no later than the 15th of March, Irene.
Okay, so then I need to have what letter it is that needs. to,
Yes,
you know,
I'm going to work on that. I'm getting it to Laura and then they're going to be responsible to get everything to you.
And
Okay,
we need
as long as everybody has my right email.
And Laura says,
we need to have a creative meeting. So if it's okay with you, Abby can give me your phone number and we can
Sure.
figure out, okay, we'll figure out why you're not getting emails so that we can get a meeting set up for creative.
Sounds good.
All right.
okay,
Thank you.
good night, Irene.
March
Good
15th.
night, Irene. That's a song.
Yeah, I know.
And
Enjoy Florida. It's great here.
Thank you.
She's still talking, Karen.
Bye.
Bye.
She's like, as Irene's talking.
I don't think we did it very.